Calling all heroes. Hey there, superheroes! This is your host, Manny
and Justin.
Welcome to the REAC-CAST. Welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the REAC-CAST. We are so happy to have all of you here with us.
I'm happy to be here.
If you've been a new subscriber, thank you for considering our channel for your entertainment. We are so happy that you're on board with us. If you haven't subscribed, we've seen that. Did you know 98% of our viewers have not subscribed?
What?
Come on!
It's a simple click of the button, baby, and it'll help us out so much and make us give you so many more information, views, and reactions to everything that you love and hate.
That is right. And we are only about 150 away from reaching the first YouTube milestone, which is 500 subscribers. So if you haven't done so, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button. Put your comments for any of our content. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm.
Please, please.
But other than that, we are so happy you guys are here.
It makes my heart so warm.
Now, this week is kind of slow in the big known, trailers for a lot of the big content.
But we cover it all, baby. We cover it all.
But that's right. That's actually one of my favorite weeks because that's where we can go ahead and discover new gems in the dirt, right?
Take a little breather for a second.
That's right. That's right. Now we can actually be a little bit of ourselves. So today we've got a trailer for The Electric State. We got a trailer for Death of a Unicorn. We got it for Old Guy, Karate Kid, Constatine re-release.
Come on.
And then also at the end we'll talk a little bit about Superman. Based on that trailer we saw, we've got a few of our own theories. So we'll go ahead and talk about that
still throbbing
at the very end. So you guys should have timestamps. Whatever you guys want to take away from this REAC-CAST. We would hope that you watch it all, but there's timestamps to different content. Whatever you guys gonna go ahead and watch, you can do so. But we are going to
utilize our channel, baby.
That's right. That's right. So we are going to go ahead and get this episode started with The Electric State. So The Electric State, it looks okay. I know it's a Netflix movie.
Okay.
Netflix, I feel like, has been putting out pretty good content lately.
Yeah. Netflix can be 50-50. It can.
Yeah, but you know what? They had me at Robot War.
Come on.
Usually when it involves mechs, being a big Metal Gear Solid fan,
That's awesome.
That's all about mechs.
Yeah.
And so let's see what this is all about, man. I really hope this is something like, what was that one movie with the District 9, where it was, mechs and aliens, and it was like something nobody expected. So I really hope before we even get started, I hope that's what this creates. But how we will feel, we'll have to understand after the trailer. So let's go ahead and get this started now. Whoa!
The bot rebellion was ugly.
Bring in the robots.
They don't sleep.
The teddy bear.
Chris Pratt, my boy!
When the robots deviated from their assigned task, we banished them
Banished?
to the electric state. 200,000 square miles of secure territory.
You famously never owned robots, did you?
I never trusted them.
Huh.
He's cool.
They're not us. How would they possibly
Really, Bobby Brown?
understand our best interests?
My brother. I thought I lost him. But he's out there somewhere.
No.
Russo brothers, okay.
I stopped fighting because the war with these bots was wrong. You wanna go get your brother back? I'll go with you.
Alright.
So cool.
That kind of reminded me of the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Little spooky. Kind of gave that, what do you call it? That Full Metal Alchemist feel of the soul being in the robot. At least I'm taking a guess because the robot pointed at the boy's picture.
I mean, there's a few things I feel like it's taking. I personally loved the teaser. This is. I can't believe they're calling it a trailer, but I would say that's a teaser. Okay. It was only 1 minute 30 seconds, and I thought they did a good job of kind of, again, these are the type of trailers I really like, where they give you the vibe of the movie, which it seems like it's going to be a mix of like, not necessarily horror, but it's going to be a mystery, right? Like, what's going on?
A moral thriller.
You know, it's a combination of a lot of things, right? Like, I've seen some zombies movies, or even like, I think World War Z, where they're containing the zombies in a certain area.
Yeah,
right.
That's so cool.
There's all of these different movies and anime, even like you're talking about Full Metal Alchemist. I feel like it is drawing from.
Yeah.
The directors,
Iron Man. Come on.
Iron Giant.
So many different feels come from this one trailer.
For sure. And then also like the directors, I fully trust the Russo brothers. They have some of my favorite Marvel movies of all time.
Yeah.
You got Chris Pratt involved. You got Millie Bobby Brown involved. You got like a great cast in here.
And you can already feel the emotion within it. And I love that they already broke down the meaning or the why they named it what it is, the electric state. It already makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
2 sides of the wall, baby.
Exactly.
That was cool.
And it looks like you're gonna empathize for or sympathize rather for these robots.
Yeah.
Although it is kind of weird that the robots have emotion, but again, that goes back to like, does it have a soul or not?
Did they all have a soul when they started killing them too? That's gonna be the crazy part.
It's gonna be kind of crazy because this is totally possible in our future. So
exactly, that's kind of spooky. We're getting close. I mean, Elon's already making the robots.
Those Tesla robots are real now, man.
Yeah, there's a lot more real than when the Terminator came out back in the day.
That's another one. We got an iRobot, and it looks like the robots from iRobots. Anyways, anyway, we're not gonna worry about any of that. The Electric State, it was coming out. I think it said March 14th on Netflix. Which I'm happy. This does look like a movie I would rather watch at home.
The giant teddy bears.
With my nephews and with, family. So I think that's really cool.
Robots.
Like I said, I'm a big guy when it comes to technology, when it comes to big fan of robots and mechs.
Same.
So this is right down my alley. So we are going to go ahead and give this 2 thumbs up.
Shoo!
All right. So another one we're going to go ahead and talk about a Netflix star here.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about Jenna Ortega.
Oh.
She has a new movie coming out, Death of a Unicorn. Everybody knows her from Wednesday. It was like everywhere last year. I haven't watched it, but there you go. See, there you go. It's like very, very popular.
It was good. I was an Addams Family fan from the originals, from the older ones, because my parents would have me watch it. So I checked out the newer one just to give that feel. And I do love that they had a lot of the old school horror style actors in that. So I love when they bring everybody in on it.
Yeah, see, I grew up without watching that. Again, I was here too late. I came to America
Never too late, baby. Right on time.
But, it's just, one of those things that never really caught my attention.
Right,
But if you guys want me to watch it and give you my perspective watching it for the first time as an adult, I will do that. I will do that. I would definitely do that if that's what you guys are interested in.
Yeah, because regardless, at the end of the day, it's just a movie about a weird family.
That's right.
But I think she does a great job as an actress.
I think so too. I've seen her in a few other movies. She's been in a lot of small properties, right?
Yeah.
And this one, Death of a Unicorn, is by A24, which is not a big Hollywood studio, but they've been making pretty good movies.
Yeah,
so
they have.
Let's go ahead, without wasting time, get into this trailer right now.
Ridley? Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something.
Oh, it's literally a unicorn.
I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Don't
judge, children.
This entire nature preserve. And they care about a lot of things, not just pharmaceuticals.
Fine.
Okay.
We'll sit there and smile.
All right.
Sorry, we're late.
What happened? You walked from the airport or what?
It's perfect timing.
Is there something in your car?
A lot of species in this area are rare.
What exactly are we saying this is, though?
I think
Adam
we know
Warlock
exactly
right
what
there.
it is.
A horse-like mammalia.
With some sort of protrusion.
Mamalia.
It's a fucking unicorn.
I don't think I should be in swim shorts for this moment.
I don't think that we're supposed to have this.
That just kind of felt out of
We need to
place.
study it.
Whatever it is, it seems to be the cure for cancer.
Cancer?
Oh, that's cool.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
It is.
An opportunity for greatness, for immortality. I've never been so alive.
Dad,
What?
please just listen.
Also,
We
basically,
need to
it's
give the
a
little
cure
one
for
back.
everything.
Okay, bad things will happen.
Death unicorn.
Whoa.
Death unicorn.
You're gonna kill us.
I'll do whatever I have to take care of you.
You'd retreat in the face of opportunity.
Okay.
That horn was rather girthsome.
Poke around and find out. Yep.
I'm picking up vibrations.
All right.
Here's hoping we kill Bigfoot on the way home, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious.
Okay.
There's a lot of different
that
aspects from that.
that
one.
surprised me actually
Yeah.
a lot. I was not expecting it to be anything that would interest me, to be quite honest with you. But all of a
Especially being
sudden
a
it
mythical
is.
movie like that.
All of a sudden it is. Okay, at first I thought it was gonna be like something maybe like the unicorn is just a metaphor for something.
Right.
And it's like, oh,
it's an actual.
it's an actual unicorn that died.
Like some sort of marmoset horn.
and then when they went ahead and started getting all their wishes, I'm like, okay, so it looks like it's just gonna be about humanity like growing greedy.
Right.
You know, they're gonna go ahead and
And
try
they
to,
were about to go that route.
yeah, and then there's a drawback. So he's apparently there's an anti. How can we say it? There's a unicorn. That's a good unicorn. There's the yin yang
Yeah,
relationship.
good and evil. Yeah,
The
exactly.
good and evil,
And you
and
killed
so-
the good one, so what's left?
Yeah, the bad one. Or if you make a wish and you're trying to take advantage of that unicorn, I think that's the drawback. Like you make a wish, but then there's a drawback from it. Isn't
Give
there?
your soul.
Yeah, isn't there like something with the genie, something like that too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can turn into the genie themselves.
Yeah,
and
for
freeze
unlimited
that
wishes,
genie.
and then that's right. But then you become imprisoned, so there's a drawback. So, Death of a Unicorn looks right up my alley as
Yeah.
well. See, this is what I mean. Like, these are not
You
big
never know.
names.
Yeah, you never
But
know.
these are the type of movies where you're like, okay, that looks fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes they're the most entertaining because it's wild, far-fetched ideas that the bigger companies aren't necessarily willing to take the chance on. I'm glad they did.
Yeah, not to say like A24 isn't big, but
They're big.
They're decent side. That it looks like they only got like 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube compared to like
Okay.
let's say a Sony
We'll be
or
there
Paramount
soon.
or whatever. So yeah,
Especially if you hit that like button.
that subscribe button. Yeah, that's it. 1 million soon. All right, we're almost there. But Death of a Unicorn. Hats off to the cast. Hats off to the studio. This looks like a fun time in theater. Can't wait to watch it. But is this something I would watch at day one? I don't know. But
Yeah,
it
not
is
sure.
definitely something I would watch in the theater. So that tells you where I am with my excitement level for it.
Yeah, it's action-packed. It's comedy-filled. You've got Paul Rudd. You've got Jenna Ortega. You've got the different
If it's
age groups
Paul
in
Rudd,
it.
it's going to be comedy filled. There's no
Period.
Paul Rudd movie without comedy. Nowadays,
Yeah.
especially. Because that guy, it's just his personality. He's like Ryan Reynolds, right? You need
Absolutely.
some comedic timing in there, no matter how serious
Even
the
though the
movie is.
Ant-Man brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah. But for next one, we're going to transition into is Old Guy. So with Old Guy, as you can see on the picture, Christopher Waltz, one of my favorite actors of all time, one of my favorite actors in Hollywood in general. His movies, his acting, I don't care if the movie is horrible, but the one thing you cannot say is his acting is the reason why that movie is horrible. It's usually, you know, whatever is
He's on
like
par.
writing. But also,
Yeah.
I feel like he's
I
really good
agree.
with picking the scripts that he wants to go ahead
Well said.
and work
Well
with.
said.
So now,
And obviously a legend next to him as well.
Who?
Miss Lucy Liu.
Who is that?
She's a legend from the many movies, but she's from Charlie's Angel originally. That's what got her
Charlie's
famous name
Angels.
first.
Okay,
Yeah,
see. Now, I could have seen them, but it's only certain actors that stick out to me that I really
Right.
get interested in.
Right.
And then this one is like, no disrespect to Lucy Liu
No,
or
absolutely
any other
not.
one that I don't pay too much attention to, but Christopher Waltz is my guy. And
Absolutely.
he got me interested in No. That came out wrong. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna.
What were you gonna
I was saying, that got me interested in the old guy. But that all right.
He said
That's no.
We're leaving it in.
I'm talking about the movie here. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the trailer right now. Nice.
I haven't messed up a single job.
With the arthritis you had, you can expect an occasional flare-up.
I really need to get back to work.
What do you do?
No. Hitman?
Oh, here we go.
Zelensky. He made a terrible mess. Didn't even get the guy.
We can avoid these problems.
We're going younger across the board. I've got something I think you might like.
Back in the field.
In a different capacity.
Hey man, what's up?
You forgot the vodka.
Alcohol is actually really bad for you.
Probably.
Oh, so he is a hitman. There you go.
Get out of there.
All right, so buddy cop.
Got the young buck.
Prodigy. Guy paints his fingernails. This working together thing, not bad, right?
You're gonna do as I say.
Sure thing, Obi-Wan.
I need my gear.
Where are you headed next?
Northern Ireland.
I've always wanted to visit there.
So are you like a prostitute or something?
Why are you partnered up?
Training out.
Don't believe that, do you? They are gonna root out every last one of us. We need to call in the cavalry.
These guys are the best to get
Welcome to
triggered.
the future.
His skills, you're gonna need him.
Lucy.
We made a play, and we lost.
Okay.
Zelensky still has gas in the tank.
February 21st. Okay.
Action packed for sure.
So-
I didn't think that's what called Old Guy. I did not think that's what it was going to be about.
So
That's awesome.
So what do you think of the trailer?
I think, one, love Lucy Liu. I love that they put a gun back in her hand instead of the sword, because last time I was watching her, she had the sword in her hands with Kill Bill, and she absolutely murdered it, obviously. But I love seeing that they have two legends together in this action-packed film, because I would have never seen them together. This actually does trip me out a little bit, because their acting styles are so different. So for the actor or director to be able to bring them in together and have them work out in this way, I think is awesome. I think it's going to be a fun experiment. And I think, I'm not really too familiar with this newer guy, but I think I really like his style. Yeah, it looks pretty fun. So I appreciate when they do that. When they bring a newer guy in and they got the old guy teaching the new guy, it's kind of like the experienced man that's been doing it forever is finally teaching the young kid how to be, I guess, a hitman just like him, which seems pretty fucking fun. Seems pretty funny. I'm going to cut that out. Which seems pretty funny, but I definitely enjoy that. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, and then for me, again, Christopher Waltz is involved, so that already justifies my reason to watch it.
Yeah.
But I've seen so many of these, like this specifically type of movie where you have the old guy who's about to retire, or he has a reason he's going out, and he's got a younger guy he's got to train, and everything goes off the rails. And although it's like, I liked the comedy in there, I liked the action in there. Is this something I would probably go to the trailer for? I mean, like the theater for? I don't think so. It looks like it's coming out in select theaters, and it is going to be available digital the same week. So I can see why.
Brought to you by Paramount.
By Paramount Plus. Again, I think this is one of those movies where I think there are so many of the same story that's been told over time.
True.
And so kind of for me, I'm kind of worn out by that, to be quite honest with you. But that's not to say, again, I trust Christopher Waltz. I trust his selection. He wouldn't be in this movie if he didn't think it was good enough to actually, credit to him.
Yeah.
So
legitimately.
So it's something that I would definitely go ahead and watch, but something I would watch at home, and something I would still watch, when I just want to have a good time. So looks like a fun movie, and that's all I can ask for when it comes to these type of movies. So
yeah,
nice trailer. Anywho, we are talking about legends from the previous trailer, right? We were talking about Christopher Waltz, Lucy Liu. Those are legends in their categories and their era. We're going to go ahead and talk about another legend. And I'm not talking about Karate Kid. Well, we are talking about Karate Kid Legend. But that's the name of the title. But also, Jackie Chan.
One of the greatest legends.
Is in here too, man. Karate
Since we've
Kid
been
Legends.
Little kids, he's been a legend.
Jackie Chan Adventures. If you haven't seen that, you need to watch that, bro. Because that's just an amazing series. Even when, and it holds up. Like, the animation doesn't, obviously, it's a very old show. But the lessons in it, the comedy, the action, everything was just so well done. And I think even in today's, like, all of these shows and animation shows that try to do something similar, right? Like a deviant child who doesn't follow home. I think Jackie Chan did that. Anyways, we've gone too far away. So Karate Kid, last time we had Jaden Smith involved. I really hope this one does not. But based on the wallpaper, I don't see Jaden Smith on there, so that's already a plus from me. Not that he's a horrible man or a horrible actor or anything like that. It's just, give me Karate Kid, okay? That's all I can ask for. So let's go ahead and see this trailer right meow.
Our traditions are rooted in history. Kung Fu.
Ooh.
Karate.
See, Jaden Smith couldn't do that.
The tree grows strong.
Ooh.
Jackie! You knew Mr. Miyagi?
Ooh.
I did not come
So it is
looking for
canon.
Sensei Miyagi. I came looking for you.
He looks like, in a weird way, a young Jackie Chan. That face.
In life,
Jackie?
you have only one question.
Obviously, it's a legend returning to the series.
Is it worth fighting for it? Or not? Lee means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi.
That's why it's called Legends!
I'm doing this for all of us. Whatever it takes. Two branches. One tree.
Nice. There you go. That famous bandana. Or Hitman. Okay.
Wow.
See?
Legends.
This Karate Kid actually feels like a Karate Kid movie and not a redemption like story for a kid who was I don't know, something about those Jaden Smith movies.
Manny's not feeling Jaden Smith.
No, I just think he's flat on acting. He's flat on I don't know what it is. And
the soul isn't there. If you know, easy come, easy go. I ain't not talk too much trash. I love him and I love what he does.
Yeah.
And, he's got not the easiest life
this
in
channel,
the world. But
if you're expecting us to trash anybody or anything and here,
No,
this
no,
channel
no,
is
not
not
at
about
all.
that.
Not
So
at all.
credit to him. It's
Yeah.
just his involvement was not for my taste. And I really think in here, but it looks like he is part of the canon of
Which is proper.
Karate Kid
It's
because
proper.
Jackie
Connects
Chan
it
is
all
obviously
together.
the one that trains
Right.
him in those movies.
Exactly.
Unless in some way they retcon that. I don't know if they would or maybe you guys do. Leave it in the comment section down below. But it looks like it's a continuation, which is cool. It's got the cast that we want, right? And it's got the action we want. And most of all, what I felt from this is it's got the heart. Like
exactly.
That's what had been missing, I think, from the Jaden Smith, because his acting is like very flat. So he doesn't show heart. And even though this young actor here was not necessarily like talking or anything like that, but you could see from his expressions, there's seriousness to his character. So that I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Definitely a must watch. And now that is a one movie that I would watch it in theaters.
Absolutely. I love the tone of it because I love that Jackie was calm during the entire thing. I love they didn't force any. I'm not sure if he's going to be fighting in this movie in anywhere, but I love that they didn't sneak peek it to us. They're going to let us earn that in the movie itself. And I appreciate that it from the beginning, you get that, you see the kid working out, you see him really putting his effort, and this is before I assume he'd even met Jackie yet.
Yes.
You see, eventually he kind of meets him, and he's guiding him, he's already teaching him, and he's going through his own life issues, whether that be at home or on the bus or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Gets beat up, and you hear Jackie already teaching him the moral lessons of, is it worth it to fight? Is it worth it to give up yourself to someone else who's bullying you physically? Are you going to let him bully you spiritually as well, kind of thing? I love that.
And I would say
that's Karate Kid to me.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like, okay, so there were life lessons that were taught in the whole Jaden Smith one.
Absolutely.
But I think in a weird way, the Jaden Smith movies felt like a Rocky movie. Like, for whatever reason, like, it was about him. You know what I mean? Totally. It wasn't about him overcoming obstacles in life. It was about him overcoming an opponent.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest difference, I think, of those movies versus the actual Karate Kid. So Karate Kid Legends definitely has my interest, and we will definitely be catching up on that. What about you guys? Leave it in the comment section down below.
Please let me know.
The final trailer we are going to go ahead and take a look for.
Yes, sir.
Look at is actually one of the best DC movies, in my opinion, of all time. If they're, out of so many failures live action DC movies they've had, this movie back in 2005.
Oh my gosh.
Was like, if they had continued the series, I think it would have earned like a lot more respect for DC. And in fact, I remember even nowadays people are still like, why don't you just bring Keanu, someone who's loved and everything, into the DCU, continue his story, just say he's from, because Keanu or Constatine could be a multiverse person, so he could be generally in DCU, but
yeah, because technically in the and if there's any young viewers, please go watch it before we spoil anything for you. It is an incredible movie. It's worth it, and it holds up the test of time.
Yes,
the graphics. There's maybe one part where there's CGI that you're not going to love. Bear through it. It is in hell. But the rest of the movie is absolutely, check it out if you can. It's totally worth it.
So let's go ahead and they are re-releasing Constatine in 4K. I don't know if it's in theaters or if it's going to be like digital.
I might have to take that CGI comment back then. This might be really good.
But even if it's in theaters, let's go ahead and see the trailer. Just for the people that have never seen this movie, or even the ones that have, like we have, that loved it. Let's go ahead and go through this trailer once again, because it has been a very, very long time. I was an itty bitty kid at the time this came out. I watched it later in my teenage years. It's been a very long time. So let's go ahead and give this a shot now. He still looks the same today, by the way.
Sure about this?
No.
This was amazing, bro.
See, this was the CGI part I was talking about.
See things humans aren't supposed to see.
It looks good.
What if I told you that God and the devil made
Lucifer, bro.
Kind of a standing bet for the souls of all mankind.
I tell you to stay on your meds.
Demons stay in hell. Angels in heaven.
Like, yeah, it's packed with all kinds of great actors.
Yeah, actors and action.
I deport our sorry ass straight back to hell.
This isn't the usual game. I can feel it. Something's coming.
I need to see what you see.
There's no turning back.
Yes.
The road to salvation begins tonight.
Oh.
Is that correct, Mickey?
The acting in this movie is
This
incredible.
world is mine.
Hi. My name's John.
That gun. That gun.
Okay, so it's gonna be digital. Okay.
I guess
I'm
God
getting
has a
it.
plan for all of us.
I'm getting it. You should get it.
Yeah. Listen, I am telling you, like, what was the cast again for this?
Oh, cast?
Yeah. Well, while you're looking that up, if you haven't seen this, I'm telling you guys need to watch it. Constatine, one of the most underrated DC projects. I know when it came out, it was beloved, so I know it's not underrated in sense of like popularity, but it's
Definitely
underrated that people have forgotten about just how great it was.
Yeah, there's not good enough fan base for it.
I mean, my favorite part about it was
Some of the greatest
what's his
actors
name?
here. Come on.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah,
or
as
however you
Lucifer.
say his name. His performance
Wow.
as Lucifer is probably one of the key highlights of the movie, and this movie is full of highlights.
Yeah.
I love the way they portrayed every single character, every single importance to that character. Like when he enters the room, you know that is the big bad guy
absolutely.
that you gotta.
And that really genuinely is his character as well, because from what I'd heard in the interviews a while ago, is he actually asked the director if he could choose the outfit that you see that is very iconic in that scene.
Yes.
He was the one that chose the style of paint that they used on him, and the darkness with the tone of light, the voice, all of that was totally on him. So he's just a great actor, and I guess in a sense a good director for himself
It
as
is,
well.
yeah, and it is a very, very, like, Constantine in general is a very, very dark character in DC. So
Absolutely.
He's someone that was cursed, you know, to cure his cancer. He basically made the deal with the devil, and now hell wants his soul, and he is basically fighting back. And he's one of the best magicians. He's one of my favorite characters in the DC comics. There's in fact a show, Constantine, that was amazing too.
Great.
So basically anything involving this property has been amazing, but Keanu deserves as much success as he can get, because he's honestly the epitome. Like him and Jim Carrey are like, if there's no reason why you don't want to watch like Sonic 3, watch it just for these two, because that's the first project they've run together with, and those two guys have my utmost respect for just the type of human beings they are. And this movie,
Seriously.
man, buy it.
And that's why he's perfect for this part, because at the end of the day, Constantine, what his goal is to stop himself from going to hell and to reach heaven, to reach God and become light in that point of righteousness as much as humanly possible.
Well,
It's pretty
that's
awesome.
only in maybe
In this movie. In this movie.
Yeah, because in the comics, John Constantine hates everybody. He thinks angels are just as bad as demons.
Which they kind of are, because if you watch the movie, if you haven't, please, it's Tilda Swinton does an incredible job as Gabriel. If you have seen it, she I'm not gonna say as good as Lucifer, but she gets really close to being equal to it, because she murders that part.
Yeah.
The way that she feels the guilt, the way that she tries to attack Constantine. I don't want to spoil too much, but watch it, check
just
it out,
watch
and
it.
see if you agree with me.
Yeah, just watch it, because I know a lot of you guys are, you know, based on like the YouTube analytics, most of you guys are in our age bracket, so you guys already know what we're talking about. But there are younger folks that watch this content, so
fellers.
I would say go ahead and watch this movie. It is rated R, so be advised, and it is actually a horror fantasy movie. And I will say there are general scenes in this movie that will like play back at you. Yeah. So I still think it was like one of the scary movies when I watched it for the first time. But it's definitely something you guys should give it a watch. If this was
on the window with the
if this was releasing in theaters, I would be going there.
Yeah, totally.
Like that's how great and incredible this movie was. And I've heard they're making Constantine too, so I think maybe that's why they're going with Keanu, because you know James Gunn thankfully has the alternative universe or the Elseworld stories. And I think Constantine is a great way to tackle that scene, right? So, okay. Well, with that, we are now going to go ahead and focus on Superman. So, last week, you know, when the Superman trailer came out, we made a reaction to it the same day. And if you guys haven't had a time...
It was a pretty good one.
If you guys haven't had a time to check it out, I'll go ahead and link it.
Please
you guys
do.
check it out.
It's
See
worth
how
it.
you guys like our reactions. If you guys are excited as we are, because holy crap, because I am all about this James Gunn movie. I've seen some people that are talking about the suits for everybody. I think
Can
the
we
suit
get off
is
of the
fantastic.
suits, people?
Yeah, and I get it. Some people are like, oh, well, the suit, we're going to have to see it, and that's why, blah, blah, blah. But, again, suits can always change. And
The suit doesn't make the story.
Yeah. And I get it. Some of you really prefer it, but, and that's fine. How physical appearance is preference. If you guys wanted something else, cool.
Yeah, I agree.
But what if the story just ends up being amazing? Are you still going to let the suit kind of ruin it for you? I don't know, right? So the suit can always be upgraded. You like the movie. I think if they hear enough about the suit, they'll come up with a way to kind of change it. They could honestly just be like, oh, that's just what he got from Krypton. Or somebody, so maybe Mom can't, sewed it up for him, and then they go ahead and change it after. Anyways, based on the trailer, I've got a theory of my own of what's going on in this
I can't
movie.
wait to hear him. Let's hear him.
Okay. All right, guys. So keep in mind that James Gunn says, hey, this character of Superman and Clark Kent is drawing from all iterations of the comics that they've had, the movies of the past, including Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. There are some shots in here where he's flying, or the camera where during the action you're seeing the camera from their third person, right behind them. That's from Zack Snyder's Man of Steel shot. And then animation. They're talking about Superman, the animated series, which has the best Lex Luthor to date.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and so let's talk about Superman Birthright. And in Birthright, it is all about Lex turning the media on Superman.
Ooh.
So he is talking about, Superman being this evil alien, and he's the first of many aliens. He's going to lead to threats coming to Earth.
That's awesome.
That's actually putting their lives at stake. And there are some shots in that trailer where people are hating on Superman, and I wonder if that's the case, right?
Throwing things to hit him in the head. I still remember that.
You have to understand, this is a universe already. I know we've heard it, and James Gunn has said it multiple times, but you really have to put it in your head. This universe already exists. Superman already knows everybody. Everybody already knows Superman. Right. Everybody already knows each other. You saw that with the Terrifics, which I think in this movie is going to be Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl. I almost said Hawk 2 girl. Hawk Girl. You got
Green
Guy
Lantern,
Gardner.
I believe. Or is that who that is?
Yeah, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. So, and they're all wearing the same uniform.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they are the Terrifics, and they are working with the U.S. government. They know about the superhero.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. And so I think Luthor is working with the government, and he's trying to change the government, be like, okay, this guy's a threat.
Yeah.
This guy's a threat. And so he's...
Shut him down.
And so he's created, I think he probably made a clone of him to where you have the Ultraman. Ooh. You have the engineer who's in this movie, and James Gunn even had a post. He's like, the engineer is in the trailer, but she's up in the sky. So that made me think, okay, what if where that beginning is, where Superman's, kicked down and he's bleeding? I think that's because of the engineer may have, used kryptonite or something that Luthor gave him.
Yeah.
And they're fighting.
Wow.
And so he lands there, and then Crypto takes him away to the Fortress of Solitude, which the engineer observes where they're going. Because there is a shot of them all entering the Fortress of Solitude, I think. Yeah. And then it goes on from there. But I think the way this movie's going to go...
If it doesn't go that way, you need to make that movie. Because I just watched that in my head, and it went great. No.
I 100% trust James Gunn.
Absolutely.
One of the best... I'll say it again. As I said in that trailer reaction, I can't think of a bad James Gunn movie.
No.
Especially when it comes to comic book
I definitely couldn't make a better one myself. So thank you, James.
Exactly. So I think that's going to somehow lead to them discovering the Fortress of Solitude. It doesn't have to happen with them just because, why would Superman be dumb enough to be like, oh, someone's watching me, and they do that. But maybe that was the engineer just warning Superman, hey, if you don't join us, then you're against us, type of deal, right? So it wasn't necessarily to beat up Superman trying to beat him. It was more so to show him who's really the power there. And then eventually, I think,
That's deep.
you know, with the kaiju part where he's burning, you know, people are blaming him because, again, that kaiju is probably attacking because Superman exists. And it's sent by, again, Lex Luthor. And seeing that he's flying around and everything, you saw Lex Luthor is trying all these different methods.
Yeah.
Because that's what Lex does in Birthright. That's what he does in all of these other properties.
Right.
Lex Luthor is not just like, oh, I'm just going to do this. No, he has plans to make Superman look bad, and worse. And that's what I think is going here. Kaiju attacks, kryptonite attacks, turning the government on him, turning the public on Superman. Everything is just an accumulation until Superman becomes the Superman we know. And I think that part right there, where we're talking about like he's with Lois Lane at the end, where a lot of people were that still images coming up, because you think about it in this movie, so you do have Metamorpho, and then you also have Lex Luthor, and if you guys remember, there's a scene where Mr. Terrific is fighting against Lex Corp soldiers, or I'm sorry, Luthor Corp soldiers, where they're wearing the iconic purple and green suits, and they're attacking him. And I wonder that's where like Mr. Terrific is probably going to be the first one to turn on Superman's side and be like, okay, maybe this guy is not bad after all, right? Because, again, James Gunn said even though he's a side character, he's going to be one of the primary characters. So he's going to be more than just a side character. He's going to be the heart of the side characters.
Right.
And so I think at that point is when that thing... with a spear, with the, you know, everyone thought, is that Brainiac? What is that in the background?
Oh, right.
You know, it doesn't seem to be hurting people, but I think it's probably Luthor searching for Superman, and he's creating some challenge. Hey, like, Superman, show us blah, 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 blah. And honestly, there, he's probably talking to Lois Lane and being like, people hate me. People don't seem to like me. What, you know, maybe it is a good idea. Like, why should I go out there and try to help? Not like question why he should help people, but rather be like, you know, I don't know what Luthor wants. And she probably talks to him. She's, you know, show the people who Superman is. That hope.
Yeah.
And he goes out there. And then you're going to have the confrontation between him and the engineer. Because, again, James Gunn has said, Lex Luthor is definitely the villain of the movie. The engineer is going to be basically the fighter for the antithesis to the Superman's strength. And she's going to be a big bad until probably the very end, where she's going to go ahead and have a realization of, okay, Lex Luthor is not the guy you can trust. That's just my theory on that.
That's a heck of a breakdown right there.
Because I think, you know, Superman, everything he's shown us in that trailer, I don't suspect any of that to be past the first half of the movie. Just because... it's building the tension. Yeah. And usually if you want to show the later half, that's when the tension is at climax and then climbing down, right? So
right.
Everything in that trailer seems like the tension was going up like this. And whenever it's going up like this, it's usually before the climax. So it's got to be in the first half, I believe. But whatever you guys think of that trailer, that breakdown, whatever your theories are, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below.
Get a like for me.
Help. Yeah, leave a like. And with that, you guys, we are going to go ahead and close this episode up. Again, thank you for joining us every week if you've been doing so. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking us out.
Welcome.
Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button.
Please.
And leave a comment, because it really does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. We are on our way to hitting that 500 before we can turn that 500 to 5,000.
And then into a million, baby.
There you go, right? Eventually. But
we're coming.
And don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you know whenever we have our uploads. But remember, guys, the main thing of this entire existence of this channel is to stop the hate
and spread the love.
We'll see you guys next time.